Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, what is going on? It's your girl, Josie, also known as D7 Queen Jet. How is everyone doing? Y'all, it's been a minute, but I'm back with a yes. Y'all, as y'all can see, it has been some drama with the ladies. Been some drama with the ladies. The two moms that I have talked about several times on this channel. I try to keep it positive because it's already a lot of negativity that's around these ladies. But yeah, I just try to keep it positive when I talk about them. I really, really do. I debated for a very long time if I should even talk about what's been going on in their lives lately. And to be honest with you, I feel like it's only fair that I do because it's some things about this that's been going on with them. If you want to know who I'm talking about my Jazz Life and Live Life, aka Love Live. That is very, very serious, y'all. Very serious. Some serious things been going on with them. So let me jump right on into it. So it all started with my Jazz Life. My Jazz Life, as you know or you may not know, she has 5 beautiful children. Her oldest 4 is by her first baby father, whom she dated all the way back when she was in school. Um, believe junior high school or high school is when they met. So they've got some years on them, okay? Got some years on them. And then once he went to jail after their set of twins, they have two single girls, two singleton girls, and then they had a set of twins. After they said the twins was born, he went to jail. And while he was in jail for 5 years, they broke up. Um, upon his release, or right before his release, around the time of his release, my Jazz Life, we're gonna call her Jazz. Okay, y'all like to call her Jazz. Her name is Jasmine, but I like to call her Jazz. Jazz met a young man by the name of Chris. And her and Chris took things very fast. He moved in the home that she shared with her 4 oldest children. Um, she got pregnant with her youngest child, a beautiful boy. All her children are gorgeous, by the way. And last year, around, to be honest with you, everybody really don't know for sure exactly when they broke up. I even get kind of confused about it. I'm like, was it around her birthday? Because they're both Virgos, September Virgos. So I'm talking about Jazz and Chris. So I'm like, was it around his birthday, her birthday, afterwards? Like, when exactly? She actually said it, to be honest with you, on one of her videos. But Jazz liked to keep a lot of things private. So I'm not sure if that was the actual real time frame that they broke up or what, which I can completely understand why she would want to keep things private. I wouldn't want to tell all my business either. And to be honest with you, it's not everybody business. So even if she lied about the breakup date, that's between her, him, and God. But he cheated on her and left her for apparently someone else. Rumor has it this other person is pregnant and they're engaged. And rumor also has it is that he lives here in Dallas. And if you follow Jazz, or if you don't know Jazz, Jazz lives in Austin. So that's the rumor, that he lives here in Dallas now. His girlfriend that he left her for is now pregnant and they're engaged. Um, some people feel like Chris used Jazz. um I can definitely see why people feel that way, but I also feel that at one point in time he did start having feelings for Jazz. But as quick as those feelings came, it went away because Chris didn't want a child. Another video that was very um, eerie that Jazz and Chris did when they were together was they did, I want to say like a Q&A or just a live or whatever, and he was saying how he normally go for a particular type of woman that Jasmine wasn't. Speaking of nationality, okay? Um, and it was kind of eerie of me because he at this time have three baby mamas. His first baby mother is African American. His second baby mother, I want to say she's mixed with white or Mexican or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't get me. Her name is Medusa. You can definitely look her up on YouTube and you'll see her. Um, and also Jazz, who is African American. Um, and so that's what he said. So it kind of threw me off because I was like, it seems like you like everybody, Chris. What you talking about? But anyway, um, he said that he likes a particular type. So, and Jasmine wasn't it, but he still loved her. He claimed, and all kind of stuff. But I think at one point in time he did start having feelings for her. But as fast as those feelings came, they went. But on Jasmine's side, she was deeply in love with that man. After they broke up, she actually publicly said that she loved him more than she loved herself. And that is so dangerous to do. Such a dangerous thing to do is to love someone more than you love yourself. And no one should ever, ever love someone more than they love themselves. I don't care how good the money is, how good the ding ding is, how good life has improved since that person has been in your life. You should never love someone more than you love yourself. And but I can definitely see how she get caught up in that world. I have done it myself. I am bold enough to say that. And you have to live and learn from it. But anyway, since then, Jazz has definitely went through a depression during that time frame of them breaking up, of course. Especially they were planning on in getting engaged in December of last year, of 2023. And so, and the breakup happened right before the engagement part was to lay out or to, to come to life. So, she's thinking she's about to get engaged and he up here cheating and allegedly got someone else pregnant and proposed to the other person. And so she went through a very, very deep depression. It angered me at times when I would hear people talk about how slow it was taking her to get over him and how slow she was to not realize he wasn't in love with her, how slow she was when it came to him. People have to realize everybody go through their times. Everybody love differently. There's no such thing as a time frame on how deep you can fall in love with someone. I have met people that only been together for a few days and married each other and still together to this day. I mean, celebrating 10, 15 years of marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I met people that have been together for years and still not engaged. So you can't put a time frame on love. And sometimes when you just deeply in love, and mind you, this was her second real relationship with Chris. Even though she's been, sexually with other people, this was her second real relationship. So you can't put a time frame on how fast someone should fall for somebody, fall deeply in love with somebody, and how they heal from it. Especially when she made a statement that she was more in love with him than she was herself. I could definitely see it. Everyone could definitely see that. Unfortunately, it wasn't given back to her the same type of love and affection. So she went through a very hard grief moment. I wish she would have never shared it on YouTube. But Jazz, one thing people have to realize, and I know a lot of people don't like Jasmine, but one thing people have to realize, and Jazz keeps saying over and over and over again, she's gonna give you the real. And what she mean by that is She's going to give you her authentic self. It may not be your type of real. It may not be the next person sitting to you type of real, but it's hers. It's hers. What she put out there is what she wants to put out there. And regardless if it shows as a good light in her favor or a bad light in her favor, that's her. She's a grown woman at the end of the day. That's what she has to deal with, just like me. At the end of the day, I have to deal with whatever I put out here. What I say is my opinion, and what she put out there is her opinion. And she gives the real. And what she mean by that is she gives her point of view of the real. It's just like when people say, "Ooh, that painting is very beautiful." It may not be beautiful to you, but it's beautiful to that person, because beauty is what? Beauty is about, the whoever sees it. It is measured by the eye of the beholder, whoever's looking at it. So that's her real. And so while she was going through this depression, of course, she had to also deal with the fact that while her and Chris was together, they moved into this very nice house. And she had to deal with the fact that she had to do a lot of things solo. And coming out of the breakup, she did talk a lot about how she had to pay for most of the things in the house. How she bought him the truck that he had when they were together. That was later repoed, or he gave it back. I'm not sure exactly how that happened after they broke up, but it was either repo or he voluntarily gave it back. Either way, it was repo back after they broke up. Also, she had to give her car back because she couldn't afford it anymore. So that right there, a lot of people was like, he ain't helping out on bills. What? For their cars to be, before them to have to give back the cars. I don't think Jazz was paying for everything solo by herself. I do believe that he was paying for things, because why all of a sudden now I can see them still being together and having to have to give back the cars and the truck and I believe she had like a SUV or something like that. But I can see them being still together and having to have to give it back because of the repossession or whatever. But to have to give it back because they broke up and now their house has become a one-headed household instead of a two. Yeah. I don't think, like everybody else, that he wasn't paying for nothing. I do believe he was paying for some. From the outside looking in, Jazz liked to cater and give. That's just her love language. And she gives a lot. She gives too much at times. It may not be too much to her, but to everybody else, to me personally, it's too much. And with that being said, I do believe that Jazz did pay the majority because Chris is on child support with his children. He has a set of twin boys. His oldest two is a set of twin boys and a daughter by Medusa that he's on child support for. Recently, Jazz has said that she has recently put him on child support for their son that they had together. So I do believe while they were together, Jazz was paying the majority to help him with his child support, because that's just the type of woman she is. Now, you can say that that's stupid or whatever, but to me, if it worked for them and that's the type of woman she wants to be for her man, hey, if you like it, I love it. If it makes you happy, I'm in love with it. So, hey, it is what it is. That's her, between her, who she's with, and God. So, she went broke. She wasn't able to afford any food. At one live, she actually came on live and she was, asking people to help her pay the rest of her rent, because Chris, even though they had broke up, he was still obviously, and I would say obviously, I'm not going to say allegedly, but he was obviously still giving her a little something. And this particular month, he wasn't giving her nothing. And she needed like $500 and something dollars to pay the rest of her mortgage. And she actually came on live and she was able to get that money and pay it. After that, she didn't have any food, so she went to a food pantry. She showed us that she got on food stamps. She would go live very often, just to talk, get her mind off of things. Sometimes she would cry. Sometimes she would, talk about their relationship, their time together, just pouring out. She made YouTube her diary. And if you go to her page, you will see YouTube is really her diary. It really, really is. And so Jazz, I don't know what sparked it. I don't know if it's well, she said she looked at herself, looked at her self, her younger self. And she wanted to get back to that Jazz right before she met Chris. Because right before she met Chris, she had lost a lot of weight. Jazz has never been a big girl to me. Maybe a thick girl, but not a big girl to me. But she lost a lot of weight right before she met Chris. And so I'm not sure if she's trying to get back to that size, or she's trying to get back to the size she was when she played basketball in college. But either way, Jazz went and enrolled into a YMCA, enrolled her kids into it as well, and she would go just about every day for 2 hours, work out, because the daycare at YMCA will only watch your child for 2 hours. So she will go 2 hours just about every day, Monday through Friday, and work out while her oldest 4 is at school. And she will take her youngest son, who is with Chris, with her to YMCA to the YMCA, to the daycare there at the YMCA while she work out for 2 hours. She showed us that she will only eat one meal. She drank water and some like protein stuff and stuff like that. And she has lost quite a few weight. She takes a lipo shots and B12 shots as well. It seems like she takes it once a month. But Jazz has lost she has lost weight. She's always been a beautiful girl to me, and she looks damn good. She has lost some weight, and I'm very proud of her. You can tell that she's proud of herself. She has, some people say that she's lying, but if she is, who cares, to be honest with you? But she has started dating someone. She did say that she's going to take it slower this time. She's not going to be in a rush to actually get into a relationship. She's going to take her time and actually befriend a person, get to know them, go on some dates. And she actually went on her first date. And y'all, when I say I love that video, the date was basically them going out for coffee. And she didn't show it, which I loved, but she did show herself getting ready. She talked about how nervous she was while she was doing her makeup and, getting her hair and outfit together and everything. And she showed and, talked about how nervous she was when she was in the car on her way to the date. And when she got back home, how good she felt. The drama that we about to get into, someone did ask her in one of the lives that she recently did, we about to get into the drama, if she's went on a second date with that person, because she did say on that video that her and that person did agree to go on a second date. And she said that they did have a second date. But what is that noise? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me put you on mute real quick. All right. We got thunderstorms and everything in my area right now. So I was just making sure everything is okay. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back. We got thunderstorms and everything going on in my area, y'all. So I was making sure there wasn't no tornado or anything like that. But anyway, so recently, Jazz was talking about how, her milkshake is milkshaking, because she's lost the weight and, she grew a BBL. And everybody that heard that, got that, we all know what that means. Instead of her going surgically to get a BBL, she worked out and was able to grow her BBL. You can't grow your butt, y'all. Like, golly. But anyway, she made that statement, and Medusa, which is Chris' second baby mother, which my opinion was jealous or just wanted to throw her 2 cents in for some attention. and basically was like, you can't get a BBL, you can't grow a BBL. Like, duh, everybody know that. So my Jazz life, Jazz and Medusa went back and forth on YouTube, going at each other. And they didn't bring nobody else in the mix. They did talk, I think, well, they brought Chris in the mix. And they just went back and forth with each other. Now, out of the dang on blue, you got live life. And y'all have heard me say I want to meet her. I don't want to meet her no more. I don't want to meet her no more. Jazz, I want to meet Jazz. But anyway, we'll get into why in a minute. And so, out of the blue, Liv insert herself in the drama saying that Jazz was talking about her. Jazz had not mentioned anything about Liv. Don't talk about Liv, nothing. And so Liv started going out talking about, if you talk about me one more time, I'm going to leak the tapes and da-da-da-da this and the recordings. Because Liv and Jazz used to be close. Especially during the time frame that Jazz and Chris was together. Okay, y'all, let me rewind it back because I'm going a little bit too ahead of myself. Thinking about if it's a tornado, child. But anyway, let me rewind it back. While Chris and Jazz was together, Liv and Jazz was friends. And when they had their arguments and fights and stuff, Liv was one of the people that Jazz would call. And Liv inserted herself. Okay, wait a minute, let me rewind it back some more. Before Jazz and Chris broke up, Liv came on her live and exposed Jazz and Chris' relationship and was talking about how they would have these physical fights. Jazz did confirm that they did had a physical fight. I'm not sure if they had physical fights, but she did confirm that they did have a physical fight, that she did whoop upside her head. Okay. But anyway, now let's fast forward. So Liv and Jazz is not friends anymore. Jazz and Chris is not in a relationship anymore. He has moved on, and allegedly his new girlfriend's pregnant. They're engaged. And now Jazz and Medusa, Chris' second baby mama, is going at it with each other. All right, boom. At the same time, Liv Life and Kennedy Plus 3, I believe that's her name, that's also on YouTube, got beef with each other. Now, Kennedy Plus 3 is one of Jazz mods. They're cool. They talk every once in a blue moon, according to Jazz. They're mods. And so Liv, for some reason, inserted herself into Jazz and Medusa drama, saying that the information that Kennedy had on Liv that Jazz gave. But y'all, when I went over there and I looked at the things that Kennedy was saying, it was everything that everybody else already knew. It was just out of the air shots. What I mean by that is air. Air is everywhere. So it's not something secretive. It's just, it's stuff that everybody else knew. Apparently, Liv reached out to Jazz before she inserted herself into the drama, asked Jazz if she did say anything about her to Kennedy or whatever. And she was like, no. Or if she said anything about her on YouTube. Jazz said no. And to be honest with you, Jazz had not said anything about Liv, anything, since they had stopped being friends. They have not said anything at all. Let me, y'all, hold on one moment. All right. And so Liv started threatening Jazz, saying that she was going to post the recordings that she had of Jazz and Chris fighting and all kind of stuff. And at first you can see that Jazz was kind of like, what the heck? Like, huh? Like, you gonna do what? Like, you gonna hurt me again? Like, you've already hurt me in the past. Like, you gonna hurt me again? You gonna hurt me again? And at first it looked like Jazz wasn't gonna say nothing. It looked like Jazz was getting afraid. And usually when Liv come at Jazz shut down. And it seemed like that's what Jazz was going to do. But baby, no. Liv started talking about Chris, S.A., okay? S.A., her two oldest daughters. No, her second oldest daughter, and Ava, which is her twin daughter. Her twins, Jazz set of twins she have is a girl and a boy. And me personally, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There's a lot of things that Jazz do with her children that a lot of people don't agree with, but that right there, I just don't. I don't believe that that went down. Um, a lot of people do believe it because when Medusa came on the scene, Medusa wasn't already on the scene. Medusa was introduced to the YouTube scene when Chris and Jazz was together, and they was talking about the drama with Medusa. And Medusa called herself coming on the channel, coming on YouTube, making the channel and exposing Chris instead of she saw something on his laptop at the end of their relationship that discussed her that she won't mention. So a lot of people has led on that either it was him being gay or a situation like SA. To be honest with you, it could be anything. It could be anything from him having sex with another woman. It could be anything because she never did actually say, and to this day, she has not said exactly what it was. And if it was something like that, Medusa has a daughter by Chris. If it was something like that and you saw something like that, why are you upset that Chris is not coming around your child? To be honest with you, if I was to have a daughter by somebody and find out that they SA'd a child, I would want nothing to deal with that man. I wouldn't want my daughter around him. I wouldn't care about child support. I wouldn't care about, and I'd be like, look, go on your way. Go your way. Let you and God do you and God, okay? I wouldn't want him around my daughter. One of the things that Medusa was very mad about and kept talking about was how Chris wasn't coming around her daughter. So that right there let me know that that wasn't it. But a lot of people speculate that that was it or that he was gay, which is crazy to me because it could have easily been, like I said, him having sex with another woman. And it can't disgust you when you see your man with another woman. And so we just don't know, or it could be a lie altogether because, again, she never said. But it was very odd to me that she was very upset that he wasn't coming around her daughter. Mind you, this was his only daughter. If it was because he is a child. Okay. I don't think that his oldest the first baby mama, who he had twin boys with, will allow him freely to be around her twin sons as well, if that was the case. And he just don't. I mean, anybody could be a predator, to be honest with you, but I just don't get that vibe from him. And I could be wrong, and if I am, Lord forgive me, and Lord be with him, and hopefully he changes his ways or whatever. Deal with him, whatever way he needs to deal with him. But I just don't get it because a lot of people speculate that it was SA with a child. Medusa never did say it wasn't. But if it was, to me, she would have been like, she wouldn't have been so angry at the fact that he wasn't around her daughter. I'm going to just put it like that. So, Liv claimed that Jazz told her that Chris, SA, her second oldest daughter, and her twin girl, and what she saw him attempting to try to do it to the twin girl, and that's what led to the big fight. I didn't believe him when Liv said it. Liv lies a lot, and like I have said in a lot of my previous videos, even though I had mentioned that to me, her, she is not somebody I would tell my business to. because hell, she gonna make a business for you. And when she said that, Jazz had enough at that point. She had enough of the bullying. She had enough of it all, and she opened the floodgates on Liv, rightfully so. And there's still reactors that don't like Jazz for some strange reason. Jumped on Jazz, like I don't get it. Like y'all don't like Jazz that much. Y'all not. I don't care if you don't like somebody. But seriously, when it comes down to accusations like that and someone standing up for their child, like I don't like and you get see that it's not true. It's easy to see that it's not true. Because Liv never dropped the recordings. She never did drop the receipts, the text messages, the nothing. She had the nothings. But it got so messy that CPS, I believe, went up to Jazz Children's School. They even came to the YMCA to see her son. And then afterwards, CPS got caught on Liv. And she had to one day go home. She was out and about. She had to one day go home. I believe it was last week to meet with CPS so they could see her youngest two. She has now with Liv, she lost three. She lost custody of her oldest three, and she has two youngest children. Her oldest three was by her ex-husband, and her youngest two, the son, her fourth child, is allegedly, and I say allegedly because DNA test has not been done and nothing has been confirmed, but by a man that's on YouTube by the name of Zolo Bands. You can look him up. And then the youngest, her youngest, Jazz, let it be known that it was by a random guy that she met on POL and that she blocked once she became pregnant. And it got messy. Things got messy between them. And it took me a long time to really come out and talk about it and give my opinion. Because, like I said, I don't want to be one of those people that when I react on videos or other people's lives and stuff like that, that is negative, 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 negative. But I just felt like because it was so much and so deep, and the fact that I have said in the past that I wanted to meet Liv, and now I don't, I don't, because that's sickening. That's sickening, especially if you claim you got these receipts and it happened like last year, and you just been hush hush low key with these receipts all this time. And she claimed that the reason why she came on live and exposed their relationship was to get help for the children and for Jazz. But at that time, when Liv came out, when they were friends still, and Liv came out that day to expose Jazz and Chris, she never did say that Chris attempt an SA or any other children. Liv just said that Chris was putting his hands on Jazz and that they were fighting and stuff. And I believe that he threw a candle at her, but she never did say that in that live when she called herself helping Jazz. She said that was the only way she felt like she could help Jazz. Now, that right there was crazy to me, because if you knew that was going down, you felt the only way to get the children help was to go live, but you were at her house. You had her address. You went and visit Jazz at Jazz's house, Liv. Why you didn't call the police and let them know that Jazz told you that her boyfriend at the time was attempting AS on her children? That right there is crazy. So when Liv was like, she gonna show the receipts, a police recording of you making that report that around that time when you found out. Because baby, one thing about it, two things for sure. Let one of my friends say that that's going down with their children and be nonchalant about it. As soon as I get off that phone, as a matter of fact, while I'm on that phone, I'm getting in contact with the authorities. I'm not about to jump on live on Instagram, no social media, nothing. I'm getting in contact with the authorities. Pulling out my lappy toppy. Yeah, my laptop. And I'm getting in contact with the authorities while I got your crazy stuff on the phone with me, telling me what's going on. And I'm going to record that conversation as well. Liv never did drop a record of a conversation of Jazz saying that. And there is no police report of that. So, with that being said, that's why I don't ever want to meet Liv. Because that's crazy to me. That's sickening to even lie about. Very sickening to even lie about. And Liv has really, when her oldest 3 children was taken from her, and she went through her divorce with her first husband, I don't know if she always been this way, but a part of her left some more. She was already kind of like on the crazy spectrum. You get what I'm saying? But I don't give a, now she did admit back in the day when Liv and Jazz was friends that, she liked to do a little cocaine every now and then. I don't know if she's still on that crazy stuff or what, but for you to lie about something like that, that's crazy. And anybody that sits on information, even lie about sitting on information like that, is sick. You are sick to your bone, to your core. And I pray that she go to God about that and ask for forgiveness and, try to change her world around and all this type of stuff. But yeah, that's crazy to me. So I'm Team Jazz. For if anybody just want to know, I am Team Jazz. Team Jazz. And so yeah, that's my pick. That's my say on it, y'all. And I just felt like it was right for me to come out because as I continue to move forward in my videos, y'all will not hear me say I want to meet Liv. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And watch, I'm going to run into her crazy stuff again. But I don't want to meet her. I don't want to meet her. So with that being said, I pray that everybody involved in this situation, that God covers everybody. I pray that everybody start thinking logically, especially with all this stuff going around with SA, with other people, sex trafficking, abuse, the P. Diddy situation. Y'all, shoot. Baby, one thing about it, 2 things for sure. I always knew something was wrong with that man. I have always said it. I've always said it. Because who comes out in a gangster world with the name Puff Daddy? Now, allegedly, the reason why he got the name Puff is because his mom used to call him that all the time because whenever he would get mad, even as a teenager and as an adult, he puffs. And you can see it. There's plenty of videos of him getting upset and, having a little, like a little kid puff. Child. Now, when I saw the video, even though I knew it was something thrown off with him, when I saw the video, it was still shocking to actually see it. I always believed there was something going on. And when Cassie came out with her stuff, I believed it. Because it's so much being said about them doggone parties and about Diddy in the industry. And when things sometimes is said over and over and over by certain people, there's certain people you have to watch out for that you can really believe, or when they say something, you believe them, or you don't have to believe them, but it should at least turn on the light bulb or something to make you be like, huh, let me take a look up over here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with all this stuff going on, I just felt that it was only right that I come on here, explain why I'm no longer a support for Liv Life. I have unsubscribed to her channel. The only way y'all will probably ever hear me review her or say anything about her is if she comes onto one of the channels that I watch or anything like that. But we will be reviewing other channels like Kid Behind the Camera, Gay Babe TV. I may even review Zachary Michaels. He's very interesting. I like his review on Amber. It's the girl named Amber that he reviewed. And I just like to watch his review. So we may review his reviewing Amber. But I believe that's the girl name. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we'll be getting into that. I don't know exactly when I will actually get back into vlogging. Um, I'm not sure when, but until then, y'all, let's do this. Again, remember to treat people with kindness because you never know what they are going through.